take Mayor Garcetti. Couldn't be a better mayor on the environmental issues in many ways, but just like Jerry Brown has an Achilles heel called Kern County, Eric Garcetti has an Achilles heel called the fucking Department of Water and Power. Again, I'm not so Catholic as I thought I was. But these people at DWP, in the Valley, you probably hate them because of the bills. But good Valley people know how bad they are on the environment. And they're trying to slip it by. And they spent millions of dollars trying to defeat Eric Garcetti. So why shouldn't he stick it to them, as we say in Irish Catholic politics? I don't know. But here's the deal. They're doing everything in their institutional power to prevent you from putting a solar collector on your roof. And this is the key to achieving the state's million solar rooftop goals. We are the biggest city. We are dragging the state backward. Other utilities, and I'm sorry to have to say this, investor-owned, profit-oriented utilities are doing better than our publicly owned DWP. So the DWP is trying to make sure that as few rooftop collectors are put in the valley as possible, because they think you are a threat, because you'll deconnect from the grid and become your own little utilitarian utility in your house, generating your own electricity. They can't figure out how to make money off you. Therefore, their idea of a monopoly is to keep you prisoner of their system. If you think I'm exaggerating, call them up. Start the process. Try to get a collector put on your roof. You'll start to suspect something is wrong here. I can get an electric car that costs no money and uses no electricity in about 3 days, right? I said no money because I'm cheap. I go for the Fiat, but also I won't have to pay any money on gas. So essentially, the state of California has financed the transition to a solar car. There is no excuse for not having a solar car. No money, no emissions. Now imagine how complicated that was for the state to figure out to make it possible for you to drive your Fiat or your Nissan Leaf or whatever it is. It took 40 years. It took a long time. But it's here. It's arrived. Thanks to Environment California and other groups, we're trying to get 5 million on the road in the next 10 years. It's going to be hell. But there's no obstacle up front compared to the obstacle of going solar on your own roof. Which do you think is harder? To engineer a whole process of producing a zero-emission car and putting it through the showrooms and getting it on the freeways, or having a guy come or a woman come and put a solar collector on your rooftop? It's a no-brainer. There's something wrong here, really wrong. And you've got to communicate straight to the mayor, because the environmentalists appreciate the mayor so much that they're afraid to break the ice. So we need a separate voice that's not dependent on City Hall, that tells our city council, stop sucking this money from DWP. That's what they do. DWP is paying off the council. Council not doing anything about it. The mayor is issuing proclamations about how we're doing with solar. He says we're the first in the country, but he does through a very clever 102-point Plan LA document, which avoids talking about rooftop solar, because they want to do rooftop at the. I mean, they want to do solar at the airport. They want to do solar at the downtown center. They like big solar projects with union contracts that are completely controllable, but they don't want the individual in Russell Green's house to
I have solar.
Get the wild idea. All right, so that's my agenda, and I want to thank you very much and enjoy your afternoon.